Good morning and welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Christina Schaefer, Director of Social Media for HAR, and I am joined this morning by the local chapter presidents from our three NAHREP groups in the Houston area. As we are in the middle of celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, we thought it was a great time to bring these ladies together and tell us about everything they do for the Latino communities in the Houston area, as well as educating realtors so they can better serve these communities. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. And I'm really excited. We have a lot of great questions lined up for these ladies that they're ready to answer. But before we get into everything, let's start with some brief introductions. I'd love to hear from each of you just a little bit of who you are and what you do. And Rosaura, we can start with you.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here. My name is Rosaura Arango. I am a commercial real estate broker for Monarch & Company, born and raised in Houston, Texas, pero mexicana de corazón. I've been a HAR member since 2015, and I proudly serve the 2024 chapter presidency of NAHREP Houston.
Thank you so much. And Christina?
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for having me. I am the current president for the KD chapter. I've been a realtor for 7 years now, and my niche is first-time home buyers, and I love helping families achieve home ownership.
Thank you. And Zoraya?
Hi, everyone. I'm Zoraya Vela. I am a realtor with Vive Realty and team lead owner with Heather Groom. We own a team, God Keys Realty team. We have about 21 agents, and I am president for NAHREP North Houston.
Thank you so much. So let's talk a little bit about NAHREP first, and then we can talk about some of the things that you guys are doing on a monthly and yearly basis to really empower this community. Rosaura, can you tell us a little bit about how and why NAHREP was founded? Why did this all start?
Yes, so NAHREP was founded on March 1st, 2020 by Gary Acosta and Ernie Reyes, and their mission really was to promote sustainable Hispanic homeownership. It was created to address barriers for Latinos, what they faced in the real estate market, and to empower professionals through education, advocacy, and increasing diversity in the industry. Really, our goal is to empower the Hispanic community to achieve economic success and influence representation, fostering prosperity and leadership.
Excellent.
Within our community.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Christina, tell us a little bit about some of the main goals of NAHREP.
Yes, so NAHREP is a purpose-driven organization that is dedicated to helping the Hispanic community with homeownership through education, advocacy, and facilitating industry relationships. Through these efforts, we're able to help more families achieve the American dream of homeownership.
Yeah, wonderful. And Zoraya, let's talk a little bit about some of the numbers because we've heard these numbers in the past, and sometimes they're a little surprising. What are the current home ownership rates that we're seeing in Latino communities, and how have those rates changed over the years?
Yes, so in the nation, we are at 49.5% Latino homeowners throughout the nation. So that's shy of 50%, which is amazing. I think that's amazing. And started in 2020, Latinos started to hit that 6-year growth, and it went 6 years straight of growth in the Hispanic community. So we've held that streak, and it's continuing to grow.
Wonderful. Thank you. So I know that each year there is a state of Hispanic homeownership that's released. The most recent one was released late last year, and we'll have to wait till next year for the current one. But there's a lot of information in that state of Hispanic homeownership report that NAHREP puts out. Again, I'd like to hear from each of you. Was there any information in the most recent state of Hispanic homeownership that you found maybe surprising or something that you didn't expect? Zoraya, we can start with you at this time.
Yes, for me, it was, even though the market was a little tough in 2023, Latinos still managed to think like, hey, it is still a good time to buy. And they purchased a second home. We saw an increase in Latinos buying their second property. More investors. So, and they wanted to flip a lot of flip properties. They thought, this is a great investment for my kids for college. They withdrew from 401ks, and we saw a very big increase on that. And so that was one of the things that stood out to me reading the homeownership report.
Thank you so much. Christina, same question to you.
Yes, so to me, what stood out is that there were 9 Texas cities amongst the top 25 affordable markets, and Houston came in at number 23. To me, that was a little shocking. I figured Houston would have come in at least in the top 10. We do have a lot of outer skirt cities that are still very affordable with the low tax rate. So maybe we need to rethink those numbers again.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rosaura, what about you?
To me, the fact that Hispanics are still buying, right now we are over 9.5 million Hispanics households that own their home. So besides the interest rates, it really doesn't matter. I feel like we're still trying our best despite those barriers, continuing, like Zoraya said, to buy our second home, sometimes third home. So that to me, it's very shocking that no matter what the hurdles, like we continue to thrive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. And that's a perfect segue that you just mentioned, the barriers, the hurdles, because although the homeownership rate is around 50%, as Soraya said, and we're seeing them looking at investment properties, there are still barriers. So I would like to hear from each of you on that as well, just about the current home ownership barriers that exist in Latino communities. Christina, we can start with you this time.
Sure. So some of the barriers that I come across is families and their wages. So basically, they're not able to keep up with the cost of living, and therefore it makes it that much harder for them to be able to qualify for a mortgage or for a home loan. So if they're looking to maybe at a $300,000 home, they have to settle for maybe something at $250,000, and sometimes even bring in a co-borrower. And now, so you have multiple families living under one roof, which is not a bad thing. Maybe it's not the choice they want to go with, but it's their only choice. And so that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many other factors that come into play when we talk about barriers.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rosaura, what are you seeing?
For me, I think it's all going to be about the knowledge, the lack of financial literacy for Hispanics. I mean, we know what we know, but there's so many opportunities out there that I feel that we're missing. Of course, yes, we have the income and wealth gaps, and we also have the language barriers. But I feel like collaborating or connecting with someone that can help you address those barriers, you'll be able to get over those barriers. So to me, I think it's going to be the education.
Very good. And Soraya?
I think, of course, the language barrier, more forms in Spanish, more sites where they can do their home search in Spanish, access to credit, better rates. So educating more, then that's what NAHREP does. Each chapter, all of our events are catered to, helping our real estate community educate the Hispanic community in home ownership and what it's all about and how to get there and in their language.
Yeah, wonderful. And it's great that we are seeing, as you mentioned, the forms and the websites. We are seeing more forms being translated. HAR.com could be viewed in Spanish now. So we're seeing more of that, but a lot of that progress is kind of slow and steady, right? So we have to aid those communities along the way.
Actually.
Yeah.
It's helped my clients that speak Spanish. I'm able to send their auto emails in Spanish, and that's great because, you're still, for us as real estate agents, we're having to be that person that kind of translates for them. And now it's getting a lot easier for us because it's a lot of work, but it's us helping our Hispanic community. And that's what it's all about. Like, what can we do to make things better for you?
Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing those barriers with us. Those of you that are tuned in, if you have any questions, please type those in and we'll get to as many as we can. Now, all three of you recently attended the NAHREP Latitude Conference in San Diego, which for anyone like me that was following the pictures on social media, it looked like a lot of fun. I'd love to hear some highlights for you and and maybe some of your biggest takeaways that you got from that conference. Let's start with you this time, Rosaura.
To me, I always tell everyone, if you want to know what NAHREP is about, go to Latitude. It's fun, but at the same time, you leave with a renewed sense of purpose. Like you have so much knowledge, and it's how to implement these strategies into your business. It's just very empowering experience for me. But I feel like yes, it's really fun. But coming into the business world, what are you going to get out of it? You're going to get a lot. It's like bringing all of the chapters together in one place
Yeah.
in everything that we do.
Makes
Yes.
sense, Soraya?
And what I took from there is collaboration.
Collaboration. Very
Yes,
good.
definitely. It is a lot of fun. Latitude stands for Latinos with attitude. So you have all the Latinos with attitude in one place. Imagine that.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Yeah. So one thing, and like seeing all those Latinos in one place, it's empowering to see all the, businesses and things that we contribute to this economy and this nation. So I think it's the one thing that I learned from seeing this and that they talk about is that America's prosperity, economy, long-term prosperity, largely relies on the Hispanic community. So that's one of the biggest things that stands out to me.
Yeah, it's such a vast community, so that makes sense. Rosaura, really quick, I wanted to go back. You said collaboration. Do you mean, I assume you mean beyond just the chapters with other industry partners, or what collaboration are we talking about?
Collaboration with everyone. You get to connect, you get to meet people, you get to kind of put different heads together and brainstorm what can we do as a team. Regardless, you don't have to be in the same, industry or in the same brokerage or anything. It's like putting your heads together, brainstorming, and making sense of what's going to be good for the people out there, not just you.
Very
good. Thank you so much. And Christina, what about you?
Yes, so latitude for me is knowledge overdrive. I mean, you're on the go, go, go. You're, like Rosaura said, collaborating with other partners, within your own region, but also in other areas. So it's just basically getting out there and getting out of your comfort zone, taking in the knowledge, and also determining what are you going to do with that knowledge to be able to grow your business and grow your chapter. So I really, really encourage everyone, if you join the chapter or just curious about NAHREP, you definitely have to come out to the national convention.
Yeah, very good. Well, taking a look, and I don't see any questions yet, just a lot of comments coming in, people saying good morning, and they're enjoying this. There was a comment that about Latitude. Daisy just mentioned the first Latino-founded national brokerage was just launched at Latitude. So that was probably a big highlight for many when that was announced as well. So very good. If you have any questions, please type those in and we'll get to those. So, this happens from time to time. We have a lot of different diversity groups in the Houston area, which is amazing because we are so diverse here in Houston. But some might not fully understand the need or maybe the value for diversity groups like NAHREP. What would you say to someone that was maybe questioning the need or the benefit of diversity groups? And Zoraya, you can go first on this one.
Yes, definitely. I feel like if the group aligns with your values, with your beliefs, it's going to bring purpose and fulfillment. When I joined, I was ready. I've been in the real estate industry for 6 years. And I said, you know what? Last year, I said, I am ready to serve. And where am I going to put my time into? And I've heard of NAHREP for a long time. I didn't know much about it, but I got connected with somebody and I joined, and I said, this is where I want to be. The mission aligns with what I want, to do and help more Hispanics, with home ownership. So if it brings you fulfillment and purpose, that's the place. It's going to help you grow. It's going to help you grow professionally, and it's going to fill you up.
Very good. Christina?
Yes, so for me, when you think about NAHREP, I think family. We work very closely together. I've been part of NAHREP for 4 years now. I'm sure there's people that have been for 10, 15 years and beyond, but it's a culture that you build together. It's a community, and it's personal development, it's business growth, it's making those connections. So if you're ever curious, please reach out to any one of us, even if you're just maybe want to be a part of the committee and are not ready to commit, but want to learn more about us. Please join us. Please do so.
Very good. Rosaura?
So to me, diversity groups promote inclusion, which benefits everyone. I never want to be like, I'm a part of, like a clique. Don't make it like a clique, I feel, because then you're like, okay, you're part of this community, but you're really, it benefits everybody. Research consistently shows that diverse perspectives lead to better decision making, innovation, and problem solving. So by empowering underrepresented groups, then we strengthen the entire industry. So NAHREP doesn't just serve and live for the Latino community. It really helps create a more inclusive space for everybody. That's how I feel. But getting into a group, then at least you feel like, okay, I can relate. It's relatable. So
Yeah, it makes so much sense. We have a few questions starting to come in. I want to ask you one, and then we'll get to some of the ones I see coming in. Because I know that you guys are usually having different events and educational opportunities for realtors, but also for consumers. So what do you have coming up as far, as education or events that we should know about or that we can be telling consumers about? Let's start. Christina, we can start with you on this one.
Sure. So we have Dia de los Muertos coming up. And this is going to be an event where we'll have a roundtable discussion where we'll be highlighting some of the topics like new construction, multifamily investing, commercial real estate, remodeling also, and financial literacy. So by educating our guests, we're all collectively helping more families achieve home ownership. So the main goal for our events is to educate our real estate partners that join us in these events.
Thank you so much. Rosaura?
We have our upcoming event October 18th from 12 to 4 at the AD Players Theater, and I'm very excited because it's kind of like the first time we're kind of bringing business owners into the mix too. So it's going to be a panel of successful Latino entrepreneurs that will share their journeys and highlight the challenges and opportunities that they've encountered while making meaningful impact in the community. But we're also going to have the Small Business Administration that will present insights specifically tailored to small business owners, and along with a session of international investment. So we're going to have a little bit of everything, and I'm very excited. So I hope y'all can make it.
Yeah, very
cordially
good.
invited.
Yeah, very good. And Zoraya?
October 24th, North Houston chapter is going to host a business expo. We're going to have food, drinks. You can register on our NAHREP North Houston website, or you can go to our socials, Instagram and Facebook, to sign in and buy your ticket. It's going to be, and we're still taking sponsors, so if anybody like to come and give your business that extra exposure, for realtors is going to give you the opportunity to build your vendor list, especially if you're new, and hey, you need to have those contacts ready for your clients when they ask for, do you know a flooring person, do you know an electrician, a plumber? You have a list of people you can refer, and we plan to have about 100 plus agents there, and anyone from the real estate industry. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Wonderful. They all sound great. We had a couple questions that I wanted to get to. Gracia, or I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, was asking, kind of looking back a little bit here, what are some events that you have had in the past maybe to educate other real estate professionals and the public? How is the turnout and how do these benefit colleagues? So if maybe you could think of one somewhat recent event that you're really proud of and you think was really educational and helpful to both realtors and their clients, or one or the other. And Zoraya, we can start with you on this one.
Sure. We have had, this is going to be our fourth event of the year. So we try to do education, business, and community outreach type of events. But we've had like Battle of the Brokers, which was a big success. And with that, real estate agents can come and see what other offices, other brokerages have to offer. They connect. Brokers are able to get new agents that day too. And we've had an attorney panel. That was one of our first events. It was a attorneys, probate, real estate. So a lot of realtors got lots of information and contacts of attorneys that day. They gave us free legal advice, and these attorneys charge per hour.
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
I was actually at that event, and there were a lot of sponsorship tables and industry partners as well. So, like, I believe it was you that said that you can form relationships with these industry partners, so you have help when you need them for particular clients. Christina, what about your chapter? What particular event were you most proud of recently?
So one of our most popular event would be Battle of the Lenders. So it's a friendly competition where we have several mortgage lenders who are up on the panel, and basically they're pitching their niche product, the most successful product that they have available to be able to help families get qualified. And they have non-traditional programs for maybe small business owners who don't qualify for a traditional commercial loan or business loan, or even a single family home. So through these events, we're able to educate our realtors to think outside of the box and look at other products that might be able to help their clients and make those connections with these lenders to get us to, well, not us, but get them through to the closing table. But we have 4 events throughout the year, and every one of our events is educational. We have sponsors and partners who collectively, we grow our business through these connections and these partnerships, but it's very, very educational for everyone.
Very good. Thank you. And Rosaura?
For our chapter, I'm going to have to say our roundtable has been very successful. And I think it goes hand in hand with what Zoraya and Christina have been doing, because how our VP, soon to be president next year, Ricardo Gonzalez, likes to explain this. It's kind of like speed dating in real estate. And so what we do is we try to bring in different topics in real estate, because, real estate, it's not just one. We have commercial real estate, property management, and then we have like attorneys coming in, and they all sit at one table. So you get to have that one-on-one connection to kind of pick their brain, or if you have any questions for like 15-20 minutes, you ask all the questions, and you get so much knowledge out of that, and then you go on to the next one. So that has been so far one of our popular events for us, and hopefully we continue to do it because it's really great.
Very good. A comment came in from Jose just saying these are some amazing events. Monique just said that's awesome. So they're liking what they're hearing from you. Another question that we had here. Have you seen, and anybody can really jump in on this one if you'd like to, have you seen any challenges to, since the changes after October 17th, maybe in particular in regard to translation or explaining any changes to clients or customers, or maybe if they were given wrong information from somewhere else, kind of steering them back in the right direction? Have any of you experienced that or heard about that from other industry partners?
We have seen the challenges. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We have seen the challenges, and for our team, we know we have some people coming in and say, "Oh my God, they didn't get paid because they didn't submit, whatever form that they have." So it's definitely out there. Our intention is to educate. How do you present value to your client? Mm-hmm. How do you let them know, listen, I'm going to do everything to do what's best for you. However, this is what's happening right now, and these are the rules. So how are we going to get over those barriers? It's really just about creating value and understanding. We know the hurdles that buyers are coming into with, because really a lot of their expenses come from having to buy a house, so educate your seller of the need of why we need to work together and collaborate, because everybody needs something. You need to sell your house, and they need to buy a house. So how do we come together? And it's really just, again, it's education. How do you educate both the seller, the buyer, and the agent?
Mm-hmm. Christina, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yes. So I just wanted to say that buyers are being very cautious. They're being very, standoffish. They want you to not only bring value, but they're actually Googling you. Let me tell you that I just had a buyer say, I had to Google you to make sure that you were the person that I wanted to work with. And they were referred to me. I didn't, they weren't like a cold call or anything like that. So even with referrals, I think you still have to bring value to the table and explain to them why this document or whatever it is that they're signing is so important. Um, and also, I think it comes down to how serious are they about getting into this home, right? Because a lot of people just shop around, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, we're all trying to accomplish one goal, and that's making sure that everyone gets to the closing table.
Yeah,
Right.
very good. Thank you so much. Soraya, maybe you could answer this one for us, kind of going back to latitude really quick. Ruth was asking, can anybody attend the National Convention? Realtor, lender, Hispanic, non-Hispanic?
The national convention, yes, anybody can attend. Our chapter also gets our members involved, and sometimes we say, "Hey, here's a code." Sometimes we give them away during our events. That's an opportunity to get your free ticket to one of the conventions. So anybody can attend, and especially when we go to Washington, we advocate for Latino home ownership, and that's really huge. So, yes, anybody can.
Very good. Thank
Now,
you.
I'm going to add to that, Christina, because don't think that you have to be a Hispanic to be to get this membership on our chapters. Like, you do not have to be Hispanic. You serve the Hispanic community, so it's very important to understand that you do not need to be a Hispanic to join our chapter, any of our chapters.
And I would argue that most Houston realtors probably serve the Hispanic community in some way. When we look at the percentages of Latinos in the Houston area, you're bound to have a Hispanic client. So very good. Thank you. So we're kind of getting into people asking about how to join a chapter, actually, which was one of my questions that I had for you. What is the benefit of joining your group, and who all can get involved? There was also an additional question. Claudia was asking, what are the requirements to join a chapter? So I'd like to hear from each of you, just the benefits of joining your group in particular and the area you serve, but also any requirements or anything like that. Rosaura, do you want to start this one?
Sure. Our chapter this year and the upcoming years, we have a special focus on supporting Latino business owners and consumers in our community. So as we know, entrepreneurship and homeownership go hand in hand in building generational wealth. And so this year, NAHREP Houston is committed to driving those initiatives to empower the Latino businesses. And Gary has a very good quote that he always says, homeownership is the entrance to the middle class, but how does he say it? Entrepreneurship is small businesses are the path to the prosperity. So our chapter wants to focus on that. We want to make sure that your home is your foundation, but beyond that, the possibilities are endless. Our requirements are we have to all put in the work, okay? We're trying our best to give out to our community. And if you don't tell us your needs, your wants, we really can't make it happen. So I really want everybody, our members, our current members right now, just let us know, what are you seeking? What are your expectations so that we can make that happen? So no other requirement besides paying your membership and talk to us.
Yeah, very good. Christina?
Yes, so I am with the Katy chapter, and basically, like Rosaura said, if you want to join, communication is key, right? We're all working together collectively, and we work very closely. I mean, it takes a lot of time and a lot of work to put these events together. It's very empowering, with the education and the partnerships that you build. But it does take commitment, and it takes time. And so as long as you're able to put in the work, please join us. Go to our website. It's only $49 a year, and you get to come to every single one of our events.
Okay, very good. And Zoraya?
Yes, and for North Houston chapter as well, you just can go, it's $49 for the year as a member. And you can go onto North Houston website and sign on. But if you have any questions as well, let us know. Joining as a member will give you exclusive, mentorship. You get to get exclusive content. NAHREP sends out emails, and you get to learn more of the Hispanic community and what's going on with that and the data. So you can use that, will help your business grow as well with those numbers. And And if you want to join on a bigger level and be on the board, it's amazing. You get to grow. It grows. You get leadership skills, business mindset, and so much more. It's very beneficial. I think it's like a university here. It makes you grow.
Very good. Thank you. There was a question that I wanted to address because we're fortunate in Houston to have 3 different chapters of NAHREP. But let's say that I want to be a member of all 3. Is there a separate membership? Is that separate, or is there a way to join all 3 at once? Anybody could step up and answer this one if you'd like.
Yeah, so it would be a platinum membership, and you can join and go to all 3 chapters in Houston. Actually, you can go to any chapters events and collaborate and network. So yeah, there is a exclusive just membership for each chapter, but then there's also a platinum where you can join all 3.
Okay, very good. So you have options.
And I believe with the platinum, you do get to select which region you're in. But again, as like Soraya says, you're able to get to all of the events if you wanted to go to all of the events. But you do
And
have to
member
select.
pricing, so
Yeah, very good. Take advantage of that member pricing. Wonderful. I just wanted to share a couple comments that came in. One was from Alicia, who's actually one of our instructors at HAR. She said, "We're excited to announce that in November, HAR will be launching a 6-week pilot class aimed at helping non-Spanish speakers enhance their Spanish language skills. This initiative is designed to support your business growth and foster stronger connections with Latino clients." And she shared a link for people to check out. So go check out that link if you're interested in taking that 6-week class, which sounds like a wonderful idea. Another great comment here from Nellie. She actually shared a link to the Hispanic Wealth Project for people to check out, and I've looked at that before too. I'd encourage people to go look at that link that Nellie shared. She said this is a great report that NAHREP that publishes with information and statistics about the Latino community and economic impact. So definitely take a look at that wealth report, and thank you, Nellie, for reminding us about that. Very good. Just taking a quick moment to see if we have other questions.
Those reports, by the way,
Yes, go ahead.
Christina, sorry.
No, you're
Also
great.
on our Instagram page, we have a bio, and you're able to get access to all of those reports,
Okay.
as well as if you want to join. So links of everything there. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, very good. A lot of comments coming in. People encouraging people to join. So much growth and collaboration, and there's a lot of benefits to the platinum membership. They're saying as well. Very good. Well, I wanted to share a couple comments that came in as we're somewhat nearing the end. But of course, if there are other questions that you have, now is the time to type them in. We had just a comment that came in and said, "You ladies are amazing, great representation of NAHREP." So I wanted to share that. Nellie said, "My NAHREP Houston familia." Christina, you mentioned earlier we're like a family. I don't think I've ever been to a NAHREP event where I don't hear people, saying, "Oh, my familia, this is my familia." So wonderful, love that. And then Lydia just said, "Thank you, ladies, for sharing this great information. It has been wonderful. You've shared a lot of information, again, about each of your chapters, but just NAHREP in general, and we truly appreciate that." There was, a great question here from Illich. He's asking, how has NAHREP built your leadership? So he's a past president, as we know. How has NAHREP built your leadership, and how has it helped you grow in your career? Even just outside of being on the NAHREP board, how has it helped you grow? Soraya, do you want to start this one?
yeah, so it's really helped me tremendously. And speaking I'm great behind the camera, but in person, I can't. I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone's looking at me here. No one's looking like straight at me. But it's really helped me get out of my shell with speaking in person to a crowd, and with and leadership skills as well. I started a team this year, so it's really helped me with that, and the business mindset, which I have had, but it enhanced it, and time management, time blocking, because this is a volunteer. A full-time job with no pay, but it's very fulfilling. It's very purpose fulfilling, to serve here. So, but it's made me manage my time better.
Yeah, Very good. Rosaura, do you want to go next?
Let me tell you that being here, that's part of NAHREP.
Yes.
And so to me, it's really helped me honestly face my fears of rejection, face my fears of, talking to people, being social. I've always been social, but I have my friends and then I have my, business. To me, I've always put business, and then don't draw the line between that. But honestly, it's helped me get out of that comfort zone to being able to speak in front of other people, talk to other, make that initiation. Because honestly, it's really true when they say if you love what you do, it doesn't matter because it'll just come naturally to you. And that's what NAHREP has done to me. It has given me that platform to be able to do that, to be able to connect with other people, to not be afraid if they tell me no, or to not be afraid if, not everybody's going to be, I've understood that not everybody's going to be for me and I'm not going to be for everybody. And that's okay. So that's what NAHREP has done for me. And it's also helped me a lot into understanding the personalities of, let's say, our directors and other people. When it comes to being a leader, you have to put yourself behind and look forward. Who are you talking to? That's another thing that NAHREP has helped me to understand my audience and what I can do for them. Put me behind, and once I do that, everything else follows.
Wonderful. Christina?
So I'm just going to piggyback. So yes, so public speaking is my biggest fear, and NAHREP has pushed me, kind of like when your brother or sister, you're at the side of the pool and they push you and you fall in the pool and it's like you got to swim or you drown. So that's basically how it happens. It's like you have to deliver, and as a leader there's no, well, I'm not comfortable doing this. It's like, this is part of my job and my responsibility. And also delegating is very important so that you don't feel overwhelmed and stressed and maybe you don't perform at 100%. So as a leader, you have to learn to do that. And sometimes that's not easy because especially if you're used to being always being in control. So I think that being in front of the line as a leader, also keeping your board, I wouldn't say happy. I don't want to say keeping them happy, but just making sure that everyone is content so that we don't have other issues arise from that.
Yeah, very good. Sorry, I think it was you that mentioned Washington, D.C. Ruth was asking, can you expand on the event in Washington and what that's about?
Yes, so there are many conferences during that time. It's a few days, and there's workshops going on through that day. But you also get to go to the Capitol and speak. We went to Washington last year, and this occurs around March. We spoke to the late Jackson Lee, and we had a grand opportunity to meet her and see her that day. And we spoke and we sat down with her about the barriers and things that we are encountering in the Hispanic community. And they were taking notes and they're listening to us. So advocating for the Hispanic community out in Washington was huge and very impactful for me.
Very good. Thank you. And just a comment from Nellie, I know each of your chapters have a governmental affairs aspect, and I know Nellie has served in that position before. She just said 3 initiatives at a policy level are sustainable Hispanic homeownership, access to credit, and immigration, and how it how it impacts or affects the real estate industry. So thank you for that comment, Nellie. That's helpful to us as well.
Absolutely. That's our director, so shout out because she always follows through when I forget these things.
Love that. Well, that's what it's all about, collaboration and teamwork, like you mentioned earlier. Well, very good. This has been wonderful. Again, we've gotten so many comments thanking you ladies for sharing this great information. I'd love to hear some final thoughts or anything that you may have missed that you wanted to share from each of you. Rosaura, we could start with you on this one. Is there anything else you want to share with our audience today?
I'll end it with what I kind of said earlier. NAHREP is not just a network, it really is a platform and a university. So like anything else, you just can't show up and expect a life-changing experience. We must put in the work and the effort to achieve the results we desire. And what I like to explain with that is, it's not like, when you buy a gym membership. I'm sorry to tell you, but just buying the gym membership is not going to give you the results that you want. So it's the same thing here. We have to be aligned with what we want and understand what is it truly what we're trying to get out of this. Because once you have that vision and that in your mind, then you're going to get it. But it's going to be up to you. You know, we're giving you the tools and the resources. What are you going to do with those tools and resources to help you?
Yeah, you still have to take action. Yeah, love that. Christina?
Yes, so I would recommend, you know, if for whatever reason you decide that maybe NAHREP is not the right fit for you, join an organization, get out there and help your community. Always keep learning, always, you know, keep growing. The only way to get out of your comfort zone is to put yourself in difficult positions that are not easy and maybe are very uncomfortable, but that's okay. That's how we grow. But NAHREP is a huge platform with numerous resources. You know, if you want to join us, please reach out to any one of us or even maybe one of our members. We have events coming up. Please come, talk to us, get more information. And yeah, we look forward to seeing everyone.
Thank you. And Zoraya?
Yes, just if anybody, the same, if anybody would like to join, and you don't have to be Hispanic, like Rosaura said, we welcome you. Serving the Hispanic community in Houston alone is huge. It's going to help your business. I think we are the majority here, and catering to the Hispanic community. You know, if you're not catering to the Hispanic community, then you are missing out, because it's going to enhance your business.
Very good.
And I forgot one, Christina, I'm so sorry, but Nelly me va a regañar si no les digo, go and vote. Everybody
For
don't forget to
sure,
vote.
vote.
Yes, and today is actually the last day to register to vote. For anybody, so if anybody's not registered to vote, today's the day if you want to vote in November. So thank you for that excellent reminder. Very good. Well, again, thank you to each of you for taking time out of your schedule today to come and join us. This was wonderful. A great reminder of a very important community that most realtors in the Houston area are serving on a daily basis, and access to information that will help them better serve those communities. So thank you to each of you for sharing your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, that is it for this Member Focus Monday. We will be back next Monday at 9 a.m. So be sure to mark your calendars, and we'll see you then. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.